That felt good. All right. Are we ready? Yes, we are. Here we go.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
I got him!
So don't get cocky.
This is about what's going to happen.
Welcome to DeaconLive. DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys, on today's show. Oh, God, I gotta start that. Let's try that again. I forgot to clear my throat. Let me clear my throat. Here we go.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys, on today's show. What's new for the New York hotels? And also, did AI just predict how World War III will start? And this weekend, food recalls. And DHL has a very special delivery from Russia. All this and much more will be discussed here on DeaconLive. As for the next 60 minutes or so, we'll get you up to date on news and social media feeds and viral stories that you might have missed, or we'll be talking about over the next 7 days. How are you? How are things? How are things going? Are you doing okay? Are you doing okay? I know it's a very traumatic experience for some of us, and some of us it was a very dramatic experience. And what I'm talking about is we don't get too political here on the show, but we had the election yesterday. We broadcast, DeaconLive broadcasts every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town called Marshville. So, yes, you can blame me for the state going red. But there's a lot of people out there, and it's so funny. It's funny and scared and sad, and I have some sympathy for most of you out there that are like, the world's going to go to shit in a handbasket and all this other stuff. But it goes the same way on the other side. I say we because I voted red. I was like going, we are in a fucking handbasket already in Shitsville because of the economy and stuff like that. And the number one thing that people said in the election on both sides. So, you can drop all the other women's rights this and abortion this and tax credit on this and tax cuts here and all. Just drop all that stuff. Just drop it all. The number one priority thing that everyone had when they surveyed them was the economy. It was 100% the economy that was on the list, everyone's number one. And then, of course, all the other ones will fall down, foreign affairs, getting into wars. And then you start getting into people's personal stuff. I want to have, women's rights on abortion, which has now been turned back to all the states. So if you don't like the state that you're living in and the abortion stuff that they have in that state, move. It's that easy. You're allowed to. We'll let you. We'll escort you right to the next state. And then you talk about tax credits and tax breaks on the wealthy and stuff. Didn't Trump... And God, please tell me if he said this. I mean, he did say it. If he did say this and meant it 100% about not taxing overtime and not taxing anything that's tipped, like tipped employees or anything like that, you're not allowed to tax the tip that you get. And also, a lot of people might have missed this. If you're a caregiver, like you have a son or a daughter or a husband or a wife or a mother and a father or something like that, and you are their primary caregiver, like you're physically taking care of them because they're not in the hospital, you get a tax credit on that as well. Now, I know those people are far and few between, but they are out there. They're like, I can't afford to work. I have to take care of my whatever this person is. I make them live. That's a tax credit in itself. So when you talk about all the little personal stuff, let's think about the big picture. Let's get us all on the same page, and then we'll work on your individual differences and things like that. Let's start there. Let's get everyone on the same page. Let's make sure everyone has enough money to buy food, to buy cheese, to buy bread, to buy lasagna. Maybe, I don't know. There's a lot of things going on out there. But I'm looking through TikTok, and I'm seeing one of two things. Now, don't forget, for every podcast we do have a matching video as well. And you can see us over on YouTube, and just search DeaconLive Podcast. Sorry, I had a piece of hair or something in my eye here, so I'm blinking funny. I'm blinking funny. I'm not winking at you. You're winking at me. No, I'm not. I'm blinking funny. And I'm going to switch over to camera 4. Wait, let me make sure I got the right screen up so no one freaks out. All right. So this is two sides of every coin, right? So this is one side of the coin that I'm seeing on everyone's TikTok is these type of comments. So here we go.
No, because how are we supposed to do this? How are we supposed to go into work today? Like how? And then like somehow not just smile the entire time and just be so happy and gloat. Like how am I supposed to just like act like it's just a normal day and not be so enthused and happy?
He's putting music behind it.
Great day. I am so excited. I am so hyped. I am so ready for what's to come. You guys, this is awesome. Everyone have a great day. Love ya.
So that's Jason Jubal, and that's his version of what's going on. Now, this person here, I can't tell. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say, I can't tell if it's a male or female. It's, it's like the normal shot. This person has very, very long hair. It has a very effeminate voice. So, and this is Mazium 89, and this is their reaction to the election yesterday. And the title is Trump Won How. So here we go.
I woke up today, just like everybody else, to the news, and that...
Deep breath.
So, I know it was always a possibility, but I guess now
It's a
I
reality.
have to start planning on leaving where I go from now.
Leaving?
I gotta think about all the stuff I can bring,
Where are you going?
think about the stuff I can't. I gotta sell the stuff that I can't.
Just got to sell everything.
See if refugee status will let me bring my cat.
Refugee status? What's going on? Tell me about it.
How did he win? How did he win again? How?
Economy. That's how. I know. I'm sorry, dear. Sir, ma'am.
I don't know what my future is here. I don't know what your future is here. I was born here. I was born in the U.S.
Yes, I can tell.
Now I gotta leave it.
Now you got to go. Yep. I know. It's so hard. There you go. And I'll switch back to camera me. That last person was talking about, I got to leave. I went through that person's all their videos and stuff to see, if they had a positive life, if they're doing well and doing, every fucking video is woe is me. The wealthy is this and the poor is this. I can't afford this. Look at me like this. And it's all these like stitches and stuff where she's this person, boy or girl, I can't tell. So this person, it's just to live your life like that constantly. And this person looked young, probably mid 20s, going on to maybe late 20s, to go on just thinking, I have to leave. I have to do refugee status. I have to go. Get it together, man. I mean, it's not going to be a bed of roses for everyone in the beginning. Both sides. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on, but the United States has been here for what, 200 and some odd years. 200. I don't know. 200. When was 1976? So that was our 200-year anniversary, and then do the math. We're here 2024 now. We're going to be okay. We're going to be fine. Everything's going to be good. And then, in 4 years' time, if you don't like what's going on, guess what? We can do it all again. That's the way the system's set up. So good. But hopefully we will all benefit from this, both sides, and both genders. All genders, I guess. Are we still saying that now? I guess so. I don't know. All right, guys, we got lots to talk about, lots to get into. And unfortunately, this guy right here, freak accident. He was just doing his job, trying to fix this truck, and all of a sudden, his own workhorse killed him. And I'll dive into what actually killed him and how he got involved with that. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We'd love to hear from you, and the way you can do that, the way you can be part of the show, you can be podcast famous, is to go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com, proud sponsors of Deacon Live. And what you can do at the top of the page says, leave a message for Deacon Live. Be heard. You can be heard. Leave an opinion. Tell us what you're feeling like, how you felt the election went in your favor, did not go in your favor, and just give us everything that you have that's on your mind, because you need to get that out. You need a good or bad. You just need to get it out and just let us know what you're thinking about. And the way you can do that is go over to prophetradio.com and tell us what you're thinking about. You can be heard. You can be podcast famous. You can be right here in the studio alongside of us. Now, this gentleman right here had a bad day at work. A lot of people are having a bad day at work today, but not like this gentleman here. This guy was just trying to do his job, and a man in Mississippi has died after being buried under hot asphalt in what police call a tragic accident. On Monday, November 4th, around 10:30 a.m. local time, Jackson Police Department were called out to AJ Materials located in the 1000 block of East McDowell Road. Chief Joseph Wade said in a press conference that he shared on Facebook that upon arrival, they located an individual who'd been buried under the hot asphalt. The man seemed to be a private contractor. It appeared by some type of malfunctioning with his dump truck. The vehicle that he was driving was there to pick up asphalt. And the police chief explained that adding to this, the man tried to fix the vehicle, and unfortunately, it unloaded the hot material straight on top of him. The man has been identified as Daryl Sharif. He was 41 years old, calling the accident a horrific and tragic incident. Calling the incident horrific and tragic. Wade said to the press. Said at the press conference, here I go, starting it again, said at the press conference that his heart goes out, or his heart and everyone else's heart goes out to the family. He told reporters that he had spoke to some family members on the scene who said that the contractor was a good, hardworking man. Such a horrific, horrible situation happened and transpired here this morning, Wade said, in front of the family members and everything. Hurt and traumatized. It's getting worse and worse. Hurt and traumatized, and rightfully so, Wade said. The police chief confirmed the investigation was ongoing, but they had added that it appears to be an accidental death at this particular time. You imagine doing that? You're just sitting there. Oh, for more on the story, we're going to go to 12 News. CBS 12 News. So here we go.
A catastrophic.
They came to AJ Materials with a truck.
Catastrophic workplace death occurred in South Jackson after a worker was buried under hot asphalt at AJ Materials.
Patrol, this is Cameron Smith tells us how the accident happened.
That's Daryl Sheriff's family observing where the 41-year-old lost his life.
My prayers, condolences, thoughts, my heart goes out to his family.
The incident took place at AJ Materials in the 1000 block of East McDowell Road. He was a private contractor who came to AJ Materials with a truck to pick up asphalt. The Jackson Police Department says Sheriff was trying to fix a hydraulic line under his dump truck.
As he tried to fix the vehicle or mitigate the issue with the vehicle actually unloaded all of this hot asphalt onto him.
Sheriff's family told Wade that Sheriff was a good man, just trying to make a living. Some people on scene told Wade that the man tried to fight for his life.
You could just think of the amount of damage that was done to him with a load of asphalt, burning hot asphalt coming down upon his body. They said he tried to fight to, make it through those injuries, but they were just too enormous for him to survive.
Wade called it very horrific and traumatizing. He's asking you to keep Sheriff's family in your thoughts and prayers. Reporting in Jackson, Cameron Smith, 12 News.
So, this is Cameron Smith.
All right. So, where am I at here? I've got so much stuff going on. So you're talking about, all the election stuff, and this guy just trying to, doing his job. He's continuing his day, and unfortunately, he's out there trying to fix his truck, and the thing dumped dump a load of hot asphalt on him and killed him. And did it kill him instantly? Or did he die from the burns or like suffocation? Because I would think like suffocation would get you first. Like the compact of, I don't know, listen to me. I'm trying to think, how did he die? You know, and instead of just saying he died, no, I'm trying to think of how he died with all that, the asphalt falling on him, hot molting asphalt. And, you know, suffocation, I think, would be the worst thing. He tried to fight. How did he know that the guy tried to fight to get his way out of it? Like a zombie movie, and then dies. Oh, poor guy. Well, hearts and prayers, thoughts and condolences out to his family. Now, someone that we don't give two shits about right now is Russia. Well, I say give two shits. You know, there's probably sympathizers out there that are on Russia's side, but not after I tell you about this story. Right now, there has been a sinister plot by covert Russian operatives to set fire to U.S.-bound planes has been uncovered. The discovery came after 2 incendiary devices went off in the DHL logistics hub in Leipzig, Germany, and Birmingham, England. The explosions triggered a massive global hunt to identify the perpetrators, with investigators now thinking that it was a test run to figure out how to get such incendiary devices on planes bound for the United States. European investors and spy agents have now determined how the devices, electronic messengers implanted with magnesium-based flammable substance, were made and concluded that they were part of a broader Russian plot, according to security officials, individuals familiar with the investigation. Poland's National Prosecutor Office has announced that authorities have arrested 4 people in connection with the fires and charged them with taking part in the sabotage or terrorism operation on behalf of the Foreign Intelligence Agency. Poland is collaborating with other countries to locate at least 2 more suspects, reported by the Washington Post. The prosecutor's office has revealed details on the covert group's plan, stating the group's goal was to also test the transfer channel of such parcels, which ultimately to be sent to the United States of America and Canada. However, Paweł Zota, the chief of Poland's foreign intelligence agency, did not hold back, explicitly accusing Russian operatives of the plot. He warned of a grave consequence had there been an actual attack. He said, "Get off of me. God damn these fucking things." Fucking stink bugs. He warned the grave consequences had there been an actual attack. He said, "I'm not sure the political leaders of Russia are aware of the consequences if one of these packages exploded, causing mass casualty event." The assertions of Zota resonated with opinions from Western intelligence agency officers, with the indication that the GRU, Russian military intelligence group, is at fault. Meanwhile, the Kremlin spoke to Dmitry Peskov, dismissed such claims, saying, "We have never heard of any accusations." He described in the news of the plot, saying, "There are traditional unsustainable institutions from the media, then this is all blah kakaka, blah kakaka." I made up the last part there. Across Europe, various acts of sabotage have been traced back to Russia, including arson, assaults on the pipeline and data lines in the Baltic Seas, and the meddling of water resources in Swinland. That's Sweden and Finland all put together, Swinland. So, I mean, it's out there. It's out there. You know, the Russian people are trying to figure out a way to send a plane, a DHL plane. Now, if you don't know what DHL is, it's kind of like the UPS. It's kind of like FedEx. It's the lower brand. It's the yellow plane with the big red writing on it. And they're trying to figure out a way to explode it. If they explode it, there's no passengers. Oh, you fucking piece of shit. I swear to God. Are you there? Did I mess up everything? Did I mess up my headphones? No, I'm good. Forgot what I was fucking saying. God damn it. So if the Russians, you know, is that the fuck go fuck yourself. Can we do something right here? Anyone, can we do something right? Oh, I see you now. I see you. Come here, little buddy. Burn your face. There you go. Now you're dead. So anyways, I mean, it's a test run to see if something explodes. Now, granted, there are, you've seen the lithium battery factories that have exploded and stuff. I'm not condoning what Russia did or did not do. I'm not defending him at all. But I mean, what is the end game of getting the parcels onto a plane and then flying, 13 hours to the United States and then having it land and then blow up? I guess, I don't know, interrupt, commerce, trade or something like that. That's the only thing I can think of, because they wouldn't do a commercial jet, or would they do a commercial jet? That would be, oh God, imagine flying over the sea. 6 hours into our flight, 6 hours to go. And all of a sudden the belly of the plane explodes. And I know now I'm causing more fear in people out there taking overseas trips. I know. Well, you know what? Just stay home. Just stay here in the beautiful United States, because we got a new president. It's going to take a while for him to get in the front seat there. January 20th is when he physically takes over. So we've got these people in office to take care of us till then. Hopefully they won't have a sour taste in their mouth. Because don't forget, Biden is still president. Kamala Harris just goes back to her old job, sitting in the janitor's closet, doing whatever she does back there, making false phone calls with her camera app going on. I know you've seen it. When we come back, speaking of staying at home, the hotels, if you want to stay in a hotel in New York City or New York State in general, you're going to see a little bit different layout in your hotel rooms, according to this new law that was passed. And I'll dive into that story when we come back. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Thought I lost my mind for a second. Jesus Christ. Now I got the CBGBs. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? Well, we will give you something for free, but what you have to do to get it is go over to Prophet Radio, proud sponsors of Deacon Live, and plus all the other podcasting fine programming that comes out of this studio. If you're watching us here on the YouTube video, and the way you do that is search Deacon Live Podcast over on YouTube. Oh, you can't see the things behind me. I got them all blocked out. But there's several different other podcasts that are part of the Prophet Radio staples, and you can get some free stuff over there, some magnets, some stickers, some keychains and stuff. All you have to do is just fill out that little form. It's not an email grab or anything like that. We'll send it out to you in the continental United States. If we send it overseas, we might have some problems sending it overseas, with planes exploding or maybe exploding or not exploding yet or something like that. They might look at it and go, no, we're not going to send this to United States. It's funny because that's where I get most of the stuff from, is from overseas. But nonetheless, my in-laws, I say my in-laws, my wife's brother, no, my wife's uncle. So he's my uncle-in-law. Yes, so he's my uncle-in-law. All live in New York City. Actually, they live in Long Island, but New York itself There's a lot of rules, a lot of crazy stuff that they do in New York City. Hence, it's a blue state. They do weird stuff. They're trying to make everyone happy. The blue states, if you notice that, they try to make everyone happy. So everyone that lost, move to a blue state. And then you can be happy all day long. Let's put it that way. Move to blue. Move to blue if you don't like what's going on, unfortunately. But there's one of the crazy things that they did in New York was you're not allowed to buy any sodas like at a restaurant or anything like that that's over 16 ounces. So what do? I want 2 sodas. I want 32 ounces. So you got to buy 2 16-ounce sodas. It's so stupid. There's a couple other things about, I don't know. There's just a gamut of different things that they said that you can and cannot do in New York City. But here's another thing to chalk up on that list is when you go to a hotel. Now, I agree with this one. This is the one that I do agree on. Starting next year, visitors to New York State will be experiencing a little less wastefulness as the state's legislature recently passed a new law banning hotels from offering the small little plastic bottles of shampoo and conditioners. The new law will go into effect on January 1st, 2025, and will only apply to hotels with 50 or more rooms. Businesses that do not comply will be fined $250 for the first infraction and $500 for every infraction thereon out, with that money going to the state's Environmental Protection Fund. New York is a size of many countries. New York's role is watched. Former state assemblyman and current Suffolk County legislator Steve Englebright said this past weekend. Englebright also introduced the bill to the legislature in 2019, displaying some customary New York humility as well, by saying when we do something important, it has the potential to be looked at as a model for our sister states. New York is not the first state to enact this similar legislation. California, another blue state, has also banned plastic toiletry bottles in hotels. And Washington State and Illinois have passed laws as well. Other states are considering this same measure. Although the plastic bottles are small, the pollution that they cause really, really adds up. It's kind of like the yogurt things for a long time. You know, when you have those little Yoplait yogurts, they were saying that the plastic things are filling up the landfill. Yeah, it's Yoplay's fault. A spokesperson for the Marriott told the Times that they're switching to larger hand pump bottles will prevent around 500 million small bath amenities from going into landfills each year. Now, hold on a second. Are they preventing them from going into landfill? Because God knows we keep them. We have them here at the house. Like if we run out of shampoo, I ran out of shampoo. And then you have whatever sample and you're like, oh, this is really good stuff. You know, from whatever hotel, if you stay at like a Westin or something like that, and you're sitting there and you're going, man, we should really buy, babe, I like this shampoo. Find out who has it and buy a whole bunch of it from them. No. Now they've got the little hand pump things that are on the wall. Here's the thing. We stayed in Alaska. Or actually, take that back. We've stayed in Vancouver. We've stayed at a bunch of different hotels where they don't have the little bottles. So you're like going, okay, being from North Carolina, we're used to the little bottles, but now they got these things on the wall where you're, okay, everyone uses this thing. No matter how many times people come into the room, they keep these things on the wall. I was thinking like, ugh, it's kind of gross, isn't it? But no, they actually have them like mounted. Like you cannot get into them. And they're nice. You know, you pump a little soap out and you do your soap thing and then your shampoo thing and your whatever, the conditioner, body lotion, all that stuff. But it's mounted to the wall and they have to have a certain thing to replace the filling inside. So it's not like you can just open up the top and squirt, you know, acid inside of it and then close it up. But it is kind of weird. You know, as far as the United States being like a germophobic type atmosphere where, you know, the pandemic, you know, don't cough, don't shake my hand, don't do anything like that, that they've actually passed this bill, which I'm amazed that they do, and applauds to them, that we are all sharing the same toiletries in the shower. type deal. So good for them, I guess. Good for everyone. Good for the planet. Good for the environment. But you have to look at it and go, well, I got no other choice. I either sit here with lice in my hair and mites eating my face, or I wash them all out type deal. I don't know. But it's new. It's new. And, you know, we don't like change. Nobody likes change except for this election. I'm just kidding. I know I'm going to drop the election thing here. I promise. Maybe. I don't know. Who sees? Who knows? Let's see where the day goes. Now, in the file of why is this even a story is this right here. It doesn't fit, the article says. A Walmart shopper buys a 98-inch Roku TV and then takes it home. This 98 Roku TV at Walmart is too big for the buyer's house. Well, you know, greed, person, and no matter how good the deal is, that it might seem on paperwork, the TikTok of this new owner trying to get this past the stairwell will have you asking, is bigger really better? So before we dive into all this stuff, where's the goddamn video? So don't forget, for every podcast we have a matching video over on YouTube as well, and you can see this in real time as we're talking about it here. I got to wait for the video to load up. Here we go. All right, hold on there, sister. We'll get you. We'll get you. Don't worry, I promise. I'd like to see the thing here. All right, so here's a 13. Please don't tell me this is going to be stupid. Here we go. Play. Oh, so it's just there's the 90-inch, 4K. They can't get it upstairs. Well, guess what, stupid? Do me a favor. That's it. That's all it was. It's a 98-inch TV, and it's in the box. Do me a favor. Take it out of the box. And that's what they did. So here's how the story. The video shows yes, I don't know. God, these fucking names. Yesenai. Yesenia? Her husband proudly displays this gigantic purchase outside of Walmart. But things quickly take a turn. The rest of the video shows the video features the family looking to get this thing up the stairwell. Pivot! As they try to figure out how to fit the Roku TV up through the household stairwell. The last few moments of the video appears that Yesenia, a husband, beginning to unbox the unwieldy appliance. So what happened next? Thankfully, the family was able. Thankfully, why is this even a story? Thankfully, the family pulled their head out of their ass and figured out if they just took it out of the box, they could get it up the staircase and get it into where it is. In the follow-up video, Yesenia explains that once the husband unboxed the Roku video or Roku TV, they could negotiate it down the narrow stairway, and everything was happy. Oh, God. After they took it out of the box, it went pretty smoothly, she claims. It looks pretty great, and then they're showing it off the TV mount and all that stuff. So, why is this a story? And this is on Daily Dot. Why is this a story of, hey, we bought something at Walmart, and guess what happened? We could not get it in our house, and for the reasons you'll never believe. And then you click on it, and you go, we couldn't get it in the house because it won't fit up the stairway. Okay, take it out of the box. And we took it out of the box, and it made it past the doorway, and we put it in the house, and everything was okay. So nobody got hurt? No, everyone was fine. So did you break the TV? Did it fall and crack and the spontaneous, oh my God, look what we've done type deal? No, it was fine. Took it out of the box and hung it up, worked perfectly. Did security or something like arrest anyone or beat anyone up? Right? Nope. They actually helped us put it in the car. Okay, so why the fuck is this a goddamn story, Daily Dot? This is stupid. Now, as you guys know, I go to Walmart every Friday, and I've seen people buy the big TVs and can't get it in their car. What's the first thing they do? Take it out of the box. Out of the box. What's in the box? Put the TV in there. Now, that's a little risky, though. You've got someone putting in, this big flat, what is it? How do you pronounce it? The ONN? On They're garbage anyways. They're garbage. They don't have the refresh rate. They're like 78, 75, 125 hertz reframe rate. So those TVs are garbage. I've got the good one. I've got the, what do I have? LG Aqua something. I don't know. It's beautiful. 103 or something. I know, baller. All right, when we come back, they are going to change, if this guy gets his way, they're going to change satellites into wooden boxes and use wood instead of all the high pressure metals and stuff like that. And if he gets his way, it'll work. And he'll give his story here in just 1 sec. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We'd love to hear from you. And the way you can do that, you can be part of the show. You can be podcast famous. Is go over to Prophet Radio, proud sponsors of Deacon Live. At the top of the page says, be heard. Speak right into whatever device you have. If it's got a microphone on it, you can be anonymous if you want. Just stick your email in there so we make sure that you're not a robot, any kind of Russian hacker or anything like that. And you can leave a voice message. Comes right to our inbox. We'll play it on this podcast. We broadcast every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the eastern coast of the United States. I know I've got a couple people out there in Greece and overseas and stuff. They're listening to the show. So they're like going, what time do you go on? You know, and I'm like going, oh, we're not until 1 o'clock. And they're like, it's 9 o'clock here. I'm like, wow, that's a really different time change. But you can get your message in there. And we'll play it on this podcast if we get it in soon enough. If not, you got to wait till next Wednesday and you can hear your voice. But you will be on the air with us, alongside of us here in the studio, just over at prophetradio.com. Click on Be Heard. Now, AI, I use AI a lot. It helps me with my work here in the studio. There's a lot of stuff I have to generate, video stuff, editing stuff, dialogue stuff that I have to do. Not necessarily this podcast, because like I said, I do 4 other podcasts. Different topics, different genres, different, a bunch of different things. I'm a man of all trades here. So I use AI a lot. I lean on it, not heavily, but I'm getting used to seeing what AI can do to help my job get a little bit busier. Now, a lot of people out there are kind of scared of AI, and for this reason right here alone, artificial intelligence predicts that World War III could break out from one of the 3 possibly scenarios. What? Hold on. Because of this reason right here, artificial intelligence, that World War III could break out from one of these 3 possible scenarios. The world has long been a knife's edge due to the escalating tensions, particularly given to Russian President Vladimir Putin's actions, his Ukraine invasion, hostile nuclear positioning, alongside of threats of North Korea and Iran. Also trying to set, DHL planes on fire and sending them over here like human or big rocket missiles like they did on 9/11. It was assumed that Iran might be the spark of a global conflict, but Gemini, Google's AI-powered language model, surprisingly defutes that in response to the Daily Star's probing question about what could trigger the actual catastrophe. Gemini points out that North Korea's peninsula, Russians' interference, and how the global community responds to the main flashpoints, whilst not discounting the odds of a direct attack or a miscalculation, quote unquote, involving nuclear strategies. After former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with. Let's say Dmitry. President Dmitry warned about the prospect of nuclear war. The AI solemnly cautions, quote, in any of these scenarios, the war could escalate quickly, involving other countries. For example, if the United States and China went to war, it's likely that Russia would support China. If Russia and China, or Russia and NATO, went to war, it's likely that the United States would support NATO. Duh. Gemini also included, with a stark warning, the consequences of a third world war would be devastating. Millions of people could be killed, global economy could be severed, severely damaged, and it's important to do everything possible to prevent a third world war from happening. Quote, while both North Korea and Russia poses nuclear weapons, the likelihood of this either escalating escalating a conflict to nuclear level. It's so cute when it's a nuclear level. Nuclear level is a complicated issue and very complex for the factors at play. Gemini, the AI, explained ultimately the decision to use nuclear weapons would depend on a variety of factors, including specific circumstances of the conflict and the perceived threat to national security and the political and military leadership of each country. The AI also stressed that the important note that any users of nuclear weapons would have catastrophic consequences for all involved. Therefore, it is crucial to prioritize diplomatic solutions and de-escalate efforts to prevent such a devastating scenario. Thank you, Gemini, the AI person that says this is going to happen. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because, like I said, the one person at the beginning of the show said, well, I got to leave. We're going to be bad. This country's going to be bad. Sister, child, honey, boy, sir, whatever you are, no matter where you go, you're going to be in some kind of conflict. You're going to be in some kind of area. You're going to be in some kind of unknown disarray. Because where are you going to go? You're going to go to Canada? They don't want you. they literally do not want you. I swear to God. You go over there? No. No, you stay over there. You're good. You know, wah. They don't want our rejects for the most part. I mean, that's what you are if you're denouncing your thing here in the United States. But there's so much more going on outside of your little world. We're going to be okay. Here in the United States, we're going to be okay. We have to figure out, and hopefully the current or the new president that's going to come in there is going to smooth all this stuff out. We don't need anyone lighting a firecracker and throwing it in the pants of someone else and saying, ha, 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 we got you. We don't need that. We need someone to be able to have calm heads and with no political or financial gains on a war. And we've all been through that before. I mean, you can go, back through our history of presidents and wars and stuff. George Carlin said it best that we average a war every 20 years. And I think, he's right, RIP, but I mean, we do. America runs into a war. We try to stay out of them, but hopefully we can stay out of this one. Okay? Fingers crossed. Now, this guy right here from Japan has his fingers crossed because he has now designed the first wooden satellite to launch into space. Now, you're like going, oh, wood's going to just burn up. Now, hold on, ding dong. There's other ways to get satellites into space. This is your first day on this planet, maybe second day. They can send a rocket up and then release the satellite in space. Duh. But this gentleman right here from Kyoto University, the world's first I already said it already. The world's first wooden satellite was launched into space this past Tuesday in an attempt to prove that wood is a space-grade material. Designed by the researchers at the Kyoto University in Japan, the Lignosat is made from Hanokai, which is a type of magnolia tree that was traditionally used to make sword sheaths. So it's got to be pretty strong, right? The team aims to plant trees on the moon and Mars in 50 years. All right, well, good for them. With timber and materials we can produce by ourselves, we'll be able to build houses and live in a world in space forever. The gentleman, his name, who came up with this idea is Takoi Doi. D-O-I. Doi? Do. All right, something like that. An astronaut. He's an astronaut who studies human space activities at the Kyoto University. Ooh. The Japanese researchers conducted a 10 to 11 month experiment aboard the International Space Station and found out that Hanokoi was the the timber most suited for space applications. And you just think they're up there just floating around, farting and making jokes and games and stuff. No, they got stuff going on up there at the ISS. And this is one of them. Then they constructed the Lignosat, 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 using traditional Japanese craft techniques without screws or glue to hold the satellite together. If we can prove... If we can prove our first wooden satellite works, we want to pitch it to Elon Musk and SpaceX, Doi said. The Lignosat is scheduled to orbit the Earth for 6 months. That's kind of impressive. It will measure how the wood endures the extreme environment of space, which temperatures fluctuate between negative 100 to 100 degrees Celsius, which is about 148 and 212 Fahrenheit for us normies over here. Every 45 minutes as the object orbits through darkness and sunlight. The satellite will gauge the timber's ability to reduce the impact of space radiation and semiconductors as well. So, is that a good thing? Because, I mean, what's the trade-off here? So, that's what I'm thinking about. So, we're going to build satellites out of wood. Okay. So where are we getting the wood from? Well, they said that we're going to plant all this stuff on Mars and the moon and stuff. We're going to harvest these trees so we can build houses and stuff. But whatever tree, the magnolia tree in Japan, are we going to have to start making farms of that? And then you start getting into, okay, now we have to fertilize those trees. Now we have to, grow these trees and water consumption and the power and electricity and energy just to grow these trees to build these special satellites. Okay, fine. That's good. You're going to have a lot of pushback from a group of people. So you're like, well, what's the alternative? We need to press metal. We need to press, titanium. We need to dig in the earth and dig up all the minerals and stuff and all this stuff and, get our Earth's resources to make satellites out of the minerals and compress alloys and stuff that we make now. Okay. Again, you're going to have a group of people that complain about that. So no matter what we do, we have to build something out of something, okay? Whether it's wood, whether it's minerals, whether it's this, there's no other thing. I mean, this is it. This is our planet. This is all we got. So is wood a better thing? Yes, because wood, you can sit there and grow another tree. You chop a tree down, you grow another tree. You chop a tree down, you grow another tree. The minerals and stuff, that's it. That's all the minerals we got, unless they can figure out a way to fuse stuff together and make all that, and then you get into, oh, well, what are they doing? Are they going to make a atomic bomb? No, we're making minerals over here. We're making shields for the space station. Are you really? Yes, we are. Okay. Carry on about your business as the inspector walks out, with $50,000 in his back pocket to look away. So that's, I don't know. It's weird. Wood in space? We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well. When we come back, there's been a whole bunch of recalls, and I'll give a list of all that stuff that's happening this close to Thanksgiving, too. Really? This is one of my favorite things. Not really, but it might be your favorite thing. It's going to be taken off the menu because it's being recalled. So I'll dive into what those are when we come back. So stick around. You listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks. Now, I told you that I will sign back on to Facebook and all the meta stuff, Instagram and all that after the election. So it's after the election. Give me a couple days. I can't just bing, 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 click, 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 and be done. There's a plan of attack that I need to have. I need to get all my ducks in a row. I need to have this flow chart of my personal page and all the other pages that I have to kind of, spiral and spin and make sure everything's talking to each other and being friends and stuff. So I will, by the end of this week, maybe. I don't know. I have to see what my schedule's looking like because I got a live event I got to do for another show this Saturday down in South Carolina. So I will be on in the next 7 days. But as of now, I'm on TikTok at Be Podcast Famous. And also on YouTube and that's Deacon Live Podcast over on YouTube. Make sure you give a subscribe over there. We're not doing it for the money over there over on YouTube. We're not doing it for the money over on TikTok. It's just another avenue for you to enjoy all the different the podcasts that I do. And this podcast as well just gives you another media outsource. So make sure you give us a little subscribe over there. That way you can watch us on the big screen. Yeah, there's nothing really to watch on TV. You can just plug us in, and everything is in HD, 1080p. Everything's professionally shot. There's things moving around, and you get the whole. Believe it or not, on the YouTube channel, you get the whole entire podcast. Now, because of time restraints and outside obligations, the audio portion has been edited down to a certain level. So, but you can see everything that goes on, the whole entire podcast, over on the YouTube channel. So check us out. Give us a little thumbs up over there, and just hit subs. See, stuff like this you wouldn't see on or hear on the audio portion, but hit subscribe, and we thank you. I'll thank you. Now, with Thanksgiving is the next hurdle we got to get over. You know, we had Halloween, that's a hurdle, and we had the election this year, so that's a hurdle we've got to get over. And now we're working our way, snaking our way down to Thanksgiving. And you're like going, okay, what are we making? What's the menu? Who's coming? Is Brother Tony coming? Nah, not Tony. He fucking he's a blue guy. Oh, not Uncle Charlie. He's a red guy. And you know, everyone's going to talk politics. That's going to be the biggest thing at the table this year. So be prepared for it. Family members you haven't seen since last Thanksgiving, since the cops were called. They had to haul, cousin Susie out in handcuffs because, she was skimping on the treats and stuff. But one of the things that I have that I like for Thanksgiving, I'm a basic guy. Meat, potatoes, bread, and green peas. I like green peas. People are like going, "Ugh, green peas? It's like rabbit pellets." No, I like green peas. My dad wants a little bit more. My wife, because she's cooking for 8 to 9 people, has to accommodate them as far as what they want. And there's like a cream corn, a sugar corn, there's macaroni and cheese, there's all this other stuff, blah, 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 blah. But there's a couple things that are being recalled right now that are probably on someone's list out there as far as what they eat. And I'm going to break this down for you on things that are being recalled right now, food-wise. To start off, cheese has been recalled due to possible listeria contamination. Pennsylvania-based food processor or producer Scavina Cheese USA is voluntarily recalling several of its products after routine testings found traces of listeria in its product. Through routine testing, it was identified that the processing equipment on site may have contaminated may have been contaminated with listeria. The FDA website reads, while finished products tested have not identified to contaminate the product, we have initially volunteered the recall to retrieve a potential affected product. So listen up. If you've got these products on your shelves coming up, it is, you ready? Hold on. A spokesperson informed Newsweek the recalled cheeses were distributed in few retail partners serving 12 states. So if you're in Indiana, Missouri, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Texas, Iowa, New Jersey, California, Oregon, Colorado, Washington, and Illinois, you might have these products in your state. You might want to throw them down the toilet. The following products that are recalled are the Emporium Selection Brie, the Supreme Oval Brie, the La Bonne Vie Brie, the La Bonne Vie Cabaret, and the Industrial Brie, the 16-ounce, and the Market-Based Brie. So it's all the Brie stuff that they have from what company made all this stuff? The Savinia, Savencia Cheese USA. So all your charcuterie boards are charcuterie boards now because of this cheese. Now you're like going, all the cheese people out there, we're fine over here. We're going to have loaves and loaves of sandwiches and bread. Well, not so fast. A range of bread products have been recalled and classified by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration because of the presence of unlabeled allergens. All right, here we go. For all you little sheltered kids out there. Aunt Millie's Bakehouse products produced in Indiana were initially recalled in September because of the undeclared sesame, and has now been given a class of 1 risk classification by the FDA. A class 1 recall, the highest level risk, is issued when there's a responsibility of probably reasonable parts of exposure to the product could cause serious adverse health consequences or death. Okay, so if you're a bread person and you bought these products, the Aunt Millie's Bakehouse products, Aunt Millie's Bakehouse product, the Hawaiian hamburger buns, the white Pullman bread, the 100% whole wheat Pullman bread, whole wheat grain dinner rolls, Texas toast, whole grain. They're so cute when you say it like that. Whole grain white hot dog buns as well have all been recalled because of this. The products have been recalled in 12 states: Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky. I get them confused sometimes. Same people, less teeth. Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, North Carolina. Oh, that's us. Pennsylvania, Texas, and Wisconsin. The impacted products are dated September 13th, 2024 or earlier. Sesame is one of the 9 major food allergens in the USA, according to the FDA. 8 others are soybeans, fish, crustacean, wheat, milk, eggs, peanuts, and tree nuts. You know, the normal stuff that keeps kids alive, you know, down that path here. And you're like going, okay, well, good. So we can't have cheese. We can't have our charcuterie board. We can't have bread to make sandwiches for leftover on Thanksgiving for this fancy bread. Just get a thing of Nature's Own and just be done with it. And so if we can't have that, you know, when you're all turkeyed out, the next day we'll just have lasagna. We'll just go to the store, buy a thing of lasagna, and just have at it. Nope. Guess what? Recalled. It's been recalled. There's a company called Co-op. The supermarket is recalling its own brand of lasagna due to possible health risk from undeclared allergens. Again with the allergens. Again. The batch of its irresistible luxury lasagna al forno with a date of November 17th, 2024 may contain mustard and sulfates that it hadn't been declared on the label. Well, guess what? Surprise, Junior. You are now exposed to mustard and sulfites, and you better get into it, or you better live. Stop faking it. This means the product is possible health risk for anyone with an allergen to mustard or intolerance to mustard and sulfites. The Food Standard Agency advised if you have bought the above product from and you have the allergy to mustard or sensitive to sulfur dioxide or sulfites, do not consume it. All right. Instead, dispose the product, or for a full refund, please visit your local store. Mustard is one of the 14 major allergens. Now, hold on a minute. I didn't see it on the other one, did I? When I read it all, it said, 14. The list didn't go that far. I think it said 12. Mustard must be 14. According to the allergy in UK, prevalence of mustard allergens is unknown in the UK because no one has it. I'm allergic to mustard and mustard seeds. Well, maybe. No mustard on your hot dog there, Johnny? No, I'm fine. It commonly causes hives, vomiting, but there are more severe symptoms like anaphylactic shock. People with mustard allergens may experience swelling in the throat, tongue, and airways, causing difficult to breathe. The people in the UK say. So there you go. I mean, if you got, it just makes me laugh. I know it's serious. I know it's serious, but there's a reason why when a kid is born, you expose them to all the stuff before they get older. For example, like peanut butter. You know, you got to make sure that your kids, you know, potentially builds up a tolerance for peanut butter. Who do I blame? I'm trying to think who I'm going to blame. I don't know. I blame, I can't blame anyone right now. Off the top of my head, I can't blame anyone. But I mean, it's got to be the evolution. There was a gentleman I was listening to on another show, another podcast, that said, in the 1980s, no one had a peanut allergy. No one had any of the significant allergies that we have in today's society. And he goes, why is that? And it's because a couple things. You can say, the children are sheltered. We only feed them like processed food. No one makes food anymore. I don't know what the deal is, but we have never seen as much allergens today as back in the 80s, even the 60s and 70s. If you see pictures of people walking up and down Coney Island in the 70s, every single one of them are real skinny, and then all of a sudden, boom, McDonald's comes and everyone's a big fat fuck. Yes, we know this. We know there's something out there that made us be allergic to a lot of stuff. What that is, I don't know, but it's happening. And so no more brie cheese, no more charcuterie boards, no more bread, fancy bread, and no more lasagna the day after Thanksgiving. Now, right outside of Thanksgiving is Christmas. And I think this right here would be an awesome gift. Call me crazy, because somewhat I am. But I think this would be a cool gift to do for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. And what that is, this woman right here buys another person's luggage for $100 and reveals a strange discovery inside. Becky Corleton splashed down $100 on a suitcase, but it was worth the risk. It's kind of like when you go to one of those buy a storage unit, and it always fails. There's nothing in those storage units like they do on the TV shows. But someone's luggage, that's luggage. They physically packed that thing. They traveled from A to B, and they lost the luggage, and they couldn't find out who the luggage went to. So that's someone's physical stuff. They put stuff in there, in those boxes. So they're basically little gift bags, little gift suitcases of stuff. Now, this woman right here paid $100 for it, and what she went through is and what she got out of it, it was amazing. All the stuff, and I'm gonna dive into this story. I think I've got a video too that she brings out of what she's sharing here. So let's dive into the story and find out what happened. Often when it comes to suitcases, it's really a luck of the draw. You're not made aware of what's inside before splashing down the cash. Nonetheless, Becky decided to spend $100 on the suitcase and documented what was inside in her viral TikTok video. Becky commented how she saw lots of folks dub the scheme of the scam, but wasn't certain that this wasn't. What the fuck am I saying? Cancel that. In fact, Becky the Brit realized that she had made her money back and then some after opening up the suitcase. The suitcase alone, the shiny blue Delsey, Delsey suitcase retails for about $300, meaning Becky already made up her money before she even opened the case. When she unzipped the suitcase, the TikToker was met with an anti-itch cream and some brand new white underwear. Gross. Certainly not the best start. She delved in through the case and she discovered some pretty flamboyant items of clothing, which she described as stunning traditional dresses and outfits. After discovering a bunch of other tops, including a Pink Floyd t-shirt, Becky came to the conclusion that the luggage definitely belonged to a woman. Some pretty expensive items appeared in the case too, including a navy Tommy Hilfiger women's waterproof jacket, which retails for about $120, a long green floral pattern maxi dress, which was also in the suitcase and still had tags on it showing worth of $98. Meanwhile, a pink Puma sports bra that usually costs about $25 was found at the bottom of the pile. There was also a bunch of toiletries and health and beauty products found, including Maybelline mascara, e.l.f. primer, and eyelash curler, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to play this video, and you guys can see it in real time as we're talking about it here. All right, shut up, girl. Here she is. This is Becky the Brit going through her case as far as what she found.
And this is the video where we open it and find out if it's a scam or not. In part 1, I took off the packaging to reveal this Delcy suitcase. Once I opened it up, this is what I saw. The first items on top was anti-itch cream and some brand new underwear, which isn't a good start. Then underneath that was a bunch of traditional dresses and outfits, which are actually so stunning. It was definitely a woman's suitcase. There was a couple of cute tops like this pink one and this white one. I also pulled out 3 pairs of pajama bottoms, and this black bag was from Primark. It's actually quite cute. Then there was absolutely hundreds of period pads. In this bag there was a
period pads.
Well. This was actually probably one of the best clothing items. It was this Tommy Hilfiger coat. Then there was just a ton of makeup thrown in there. There was this Maybelline Sky High mascara, some e.l.f. primer, and loads of other little bits. There was also this nail care kit inside and some half-used cotton pads. These were some vintage Lee jeans, which is pretty cool. And there was a couple of brand new with tags t-shirts from H&M. I did also find this very dirty beauty blender. And this was obviously the makeup bag, which was open and had a couple of little bits inside. This dress was super cute. It still had the tags on and was originally $98. I got so excited when I saw this Guess bag, but unfortunately it was fake. I found some moisturizer inside and this Chipotle receipt from New York 5th Avenue. I was so skeptical about buying this because most of the reviews say it's a scam. I'm just not sure what I think. It's a little strange there's no socks or shoes and other things that you'd need for a holiday in this case. But to truly test it out, I've gone ahead and ordered another suitcase which has just arrived. So follow along to see me open that and let me know.
I want to do that. I want to do that. Let's go back to me now. I want to do that. I want to buy a suitcase, and like I said, people have packed stuff in it, and the woman said in this video here, she's like, it's really weird there was no underwear or socks or anything like that. People will buy another suitcase to store all the stuff. Everything she was pulling out of this suitcase had tags on it. So they took a trip to New York. This person who had this suitcase or bought the suitcase in New York put all the stuff that they bought in New York in the suitcase, and then whatever didn't fit in her other bags, like the period pads and pajama bottoms and stuff like that, they shoved it in this suitcase. So she paid $100 and got all this cool stuff out. The reason why I say I'd like to do this for Christmas, because you never know what's going to be inside these suitcases. So if you pay $100 and it's full of all different clothes and vintage or whatever, you can gift those to your family members, can't you? I mean, $100 and you can take care of, let's say, 3 or 4 people on your Christmas list. Here's the thing. You have to wait 3 months. You have to wait for the suitcase to be not claimed for 3 months. So you have to go in and find, stuff that's been around for like 3 months and then put the bid on it. And, if it's $100, it's $100. If it's, $50, it's $50. But I think that would be cool. I think that would be a cool adventure. For starters, sorry, I'm hitting the microphone here. If you needed a new outfit, hopefully I buy a suitcase that's got, clothes that'll fit me. If not, you can pawn them, sell them, and get your money back. But instead of buying like one of those big, huge storage facilities, start little. Start with these little suitcases. Put a bid on them. If you win, you win. It's kind of like buying those Amazon pallets that you get. I know there's a whole bunch of scams out there, but I thought this was a new scam in itself. Not scam, but just a way to make some extra money on the side. All right, guys, on that note, make sure you follow us over on YouTube at DeaconLive, at DeaconLive podcast over on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks. We will be on Facebook here and all the Meta properties in the next couple days or so. And if you'd like to leave us a message and be part of the show, you can do that now. Go over to profitradio.com. At the top of the page says be heard. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you get back to doing what you got to do. My name is the Deacon, saying good night and good night.
Wait, come back! This is the end. The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
Fucking thing. Boom. Fucking piece of shit.